Let Good Life with Tsohofied on TransAfricaRadio.
And that's indeed a beautiful song. Just before that was music coming in from Bradon, and that one is titled Fingerprints. And he's, of course, in studio with us today, right? Yeah. We're very excited to have you over. We just briefly introduced you a little bit earlier on, and I did say that, you know what, it's a surprise because it's a Man Crush Monday. We just wanted to surprise all the ladies and just make sure that it is indeed a treat. How are you, Bradon? Yes, how's your morning going?
It's chilled. It's a nice morning. It's a beautiful day, actually. The weather is like pretty chilled.
I see it's getting a little bit warmer by the day, right? It's getting warmer. But this winter hasn't really been that, cold.
Yeah, no, I think it started. It was like very cold, like before winter, and then I thought it was gonna be like a terrible winter, but it was actually pretty cool.
Yeah. Indeed. Anyway, let's head straight into knowing who you are, because I know that quite a lot of people are more interested in knowing who you are, what you do, and what are you doing here.
Yeah. Okay. Where do I start? Bradon Praise, a singer-songwriter, musician, and yeah, that's what I do. Music is all I do. It's that one thing that I think I can do, I'm able to do. Yeah. That's my gift. And so I've got a new single out called Love Comes Easy, which is like the first single off the new album that's gonna come out in October.
So you're releasing a new album?
Well, my first album.
First album.
Yeah,
so you haven't released an album, just singles?
Yeah, it's just been singles.
Okay, tell me about, you can't say or think about Bradon without, your breakthrough from Idols back in 2013. Right? Tell me about your journey from South African Idols. How has that been?
It's been cool, man. I think everything happens for a reason, and I think I entered the competition. I wasn't quite sure what I wanted to get out of it, but at the end I guess I realized that it was meant to be, and it's just been cool. It was a good step for me into the into what I want to do eventually as a musician. And people got to see me, people got to hear me, and people wanted to work with me and stuff like that, and I was able to kind of start a career.
Now, has music always been what you wanted to do? I mean, you started singing at the age of 6, and I understand you from a musical background, family background, but started singing at the age of 6. Has music always been what you wanted to do?
Music has always been. It's just always been a part of my life, I thought everyone grew up like that. I just thought every family sings, because that's what I was part of. I was saying we used to like render items at church all the time. I'd do like the solos and stuff like that. I just thought like this is what families do. Like on a Sunday morning, families just sing, and that was the thing. Like my family my brother plays as well. He's a musician as well. My sister sings. My little sister sings. My dad sings. Everyone just sings at home. So it's
wow.
It's just like
it must be just when you get in there, it's just a melody.
Not even. Funny enough, we don't. Not anymore. As we grew older, we didn't like sing as much as a family. But when I was younger, it was definitely my dad used to buy us these kiddies CDs that we used to play in the car, and we just like sing along and what I don't even remember the songs, but they were like lame songs, but they were like the foundation of like staying in key, understanding what singing actually is.
Where's home, by the way?
Graskop in Mpumalanga.
Mpumalanga.
Yeah.
Okay. By the way, it's right here in South Africa. Quite interesting to find out that you are from Graskop in Mpumalanga, because when you think of Graskop, you just think a small town out of the lights out of the city. When you left Graskop to come to Johannesburg to pursue your dream and just find yourself, how did you, or rather how was that journey? Was it just packing my suitcase, I'm going to the city, I'm just going to get my life, or did you plan this out?
I think when I was in matric, it was tough, man, because I didn't know what I wanted to actually do, because I knew I wanted to do music, but I didn't know how to do it, because of, like you said, it's a small town, no one's ever done it before, it's not like a big thing, so it was like it was tough, but eventually I decided that I'm gonna go study like a sound engineering course, like everyone who's not that smart decides to do. And when I got to like Pretoria, where I studied, I did it and it was cool. I learned a few stuff and then it just became too easy for me. Like I was like, no, I don't want to learn this. I already know this. I need something more. Like I need something that's gonna actually put me somewhere on the map. And then I decided, okay, let me enter this Idols thing. And so I just when I heard there was auditions in Joburg, I just went. You just went,
packed your bags and just went to the auditions.
Yeah.
So what has Idols taught you, or what are the lessons that Idols taught you? I mean, for me, Idols is just like it's a little bit too much.
Yeah, I don't know if they. It's a tough one because I don't want to say they didn't teach me much.
Yeah,
but I also don't want to say like everything I'm doing I learned from there. For me, what that was kind of understanding how performance works and what is expected as a performing artist, you know. So for me, on a platform level, Idols did a lot. They do a lot on a branding perspective and making sure that you have a following and a fan base. And that was like what I gained from that, is that I had a following and I had a fan base, but the talent was already there.
Yeah.
The songs that I chose to sing was, most times I would decide to go against what they tell me to do because it wasn't who I am.
Yeah.
So look, from a coaching perspective, it wasn't fantastic. It was cool, you know, but look, I'd learned a lot already, that it wasn't really about are they going to make you a better singer, or it's not really about that. It's more about how can you portray yourself to South Africa in a way that they'll like you and they will want to go to your shows eventually when you leave. So, but from a branding perspective, I mean, Idols is like key for me. It did a lot. Because a lot of people watch the shows and a lot of people are emotionally attached to what's happening on the shows, and so even when you leave, people still care. They still like check you out, they follow you, they want to know what you're doing and that sort of thing.
And are you still friends with some of the contestants that you've been with? I think it was the season of Matema.
No, it was
not
Musa.
Matema. Yes, Musa. Yes, Musa Sikwane, and I forgot her name, but I think she went out of the competition because of her diva tendencies. I forgot her name.
I don't know. I don't know the political stuff, bro.
But I remember watching it. I was just like, sure, maybe that took her out.
Yeah, no, I don't know. There's a lot of stuff that goes on. I don't know, man. I don't get involved.
I'm just gonna find her name and remember her name. But I remember that one. Anyway, it's 12:27 Central African Time. We're chilling with Bradon Praise, and he's right here in studio with us on The Good Life. If you've got any questions for him, just drop them in on our Twitter at TransAfrica 872. Our Facebook is TransAfricaRadio.net, and that WhatsApp line is also open on +27 79 25 44329. Now, before we go to this break, we're going to be talking about your single, Bradon.
Yeah.
Yes, Love Comes Easy. Tell me about this one.
Well, this is I think this is the first love song I've actually put out since obviously the show and stuff, and it took me a while to make because I wanted to kind of make sure that I connect with it in the right way. I don't really like to write about things I don't know about. And it made more sense for me. Earlier this year I got married, so my life has kind of been...
Oh, okay.
Yeah, a lot of...
we'll talk about that. Okay.
So a lot of my life is kind of like love and happiness and joy and all those things, and I wanted to put that in a song. And this is what came out of this particular song.
Lovely. So we're going to be giving it a listen right about now, right? And I will give you a verdict after this. If I don't like it, please don't hate me.
Hey man, be honest, it's cool.
Here it comes. His name is Bradon Praise, and this one is titled Love Comes Easy. Taking it nice and easy on a Monday morning, the 7th of August 2017. A happy Monday goes out to you, and a happy Man Crush Monday goes out to you. And in studio with us is a man crush. His name is Bradon Praise. Bradon Praise, we just know you as Bradon.
Yeah.
When did you introduce Bradon Praise?
see.
Yeah.
When you tell people who you are, they don't want to listen.
They don't want to listen.
So I remember even when I signed up my name for Idols, I said Brandon Praise, and then they just took the first part and they were like, "Yeah, this is what we're calling you.
We don't care about the praise.
And
let's just stick with
same. Yeah. Then I got the record label with Universal.
Yeah.
And same thing. I said I'd like to release music under Brandon Praise, and they said no, it's just Brendan. And then I was like, oh. And then eventually I left there. And when I rediscovered myself and I joined an independent record label that actually listened to me, then it became Brendan Praise.
Then it became Brendan Praise. They listened to you finally. But do you not think that if two entities want to go with the same name, do you not think they know better about branding and about somewhat just getting yourself out there?
Well, I don't think it's about that.
Yeah.
You see, like I feel like if something's not authentic to the particular person that you're branding, then it's a waste of time because you're not selling the right thing. You know what I mean? So it's just, but that's just my view. I'm not an expert. I just think if you, and that's actually my real name. You get what I'm saying?
Praise.
Yeah.
Oh, lovely. Okay.
So it's kind of like that's always been me. Ever since I was like a young kid, that was like my stage name.
Yeah.
Because my surname is Ledwaba, right?
Yeah.
But my middle name is Praise.
Yeah.
And I always liked the idea of Brendan Praise. I just liked how it sounded in my mouth, and so that was just my vibe. Yeah.
That was just your vibe. Okay. Now back to the song "Love Comes Easy." Tell me about this specific song. Is there a dedication to anyone?
Yeah, well, obviously it's dedicated to my wife.
Yeah, by the way, ladies, he's off the market, but you can still crash most. Yeah.
No. No, you can't.
What do you mean no?
I don't think she'd agree to that.
But it's just a crush. Yeah. It's nothing beyond that. I mean, you've always been known as a ladies' man. So most ladies are just probably still crushing from your Idols time to date.
Yeah, look, I don't know.
I like how you just, you're blushing at it. Tell me about the special lady. When did you guys meet? When did the wedding happen or marriage happen? I didn't know about this.
We met a few years ago. Yeah. And we got serious, very serious, I guess, around about beginning of last year. And yeah, man, it was just, she's just been a part of my journey, She's always been there pretty much from around the start, and she's just like made me know what I want. She made me realize what's happiness for me, because she gave me something I never had, like a type of joy that even music didn't give me, and so she's very special to me. And
okay, interesting. You sound very much in love. Is she in music too?
She actually she sings as well, but she's not just a singer. She does a lot of stuff. She's an entrepreneur as well. Yeah, she does quite a stuff. She's superwoman. She does everything.
Lovely. Tell me about your upcoming album, the one you say you're going to release.
Yes.
I'm so excited about this one because after I heard "Love Comes Easy," and I told you off air that I asked you actually who was the producer, and you were like, no, you don't.
Well, the way it works, the way I work my music is that, so I produce as well. So what you hear is kind of like what I made. So I pre-produce the stuff, and then I have a friend of mine who's a brilliant producer called Neil Engel, and he's like a trumpet player, but also like a producer. So I give him the stuff already, kind of like the ideas that I want and stuff, and I play it and whatever. And then we just work on it. So we co-produce the thing. We just make it sound more like what we want it to sound.
Yeah. So it's a collaborative.
So it's a collaborative. Like I'm in the studio the whole time. Like I'm one of those guys who sits in when like everything. Even when the guitar solo was being played, I was sitting in listening to the guy. I was like, more this, more that type of thing. And it's particularly with this song where all of the instruments are actually played live. Yeah. So it's kind of like we sit in there and I co-produce. He's like the main producer because he kind of understands the equipment better. But look, he's brilliant. Him and another guy who engineers called Ricky Martin. So it's just cool, man. It's really cool when you find people who have gifts and are talented to make what you have in your imagination come to life.
Oh, lovely. And what can we expect from this upcoming album?
It's gonna be cool, man. It's gonna be very, very different. I think people are gonna be shocked. We've taken some risks with some of the songs. I say risks because we didn't do, I guess, what people always suggest. If something's working, people want you to do what's working. But with us, there's a few songs there that are like nostalgic that you listen to and you'll be like, yo, I feel like I'm in the 90s, or you'll be like, yo, I'm like in the early 2000s. But yeah, it's a beautiful album. It's, love based, but there's also tracks that aren't about love. It's it's mostly slow, like soul stuff, but like slow mid-tempo type of thing, and then obviously it builds up, and there's some house tunes that I did with Black Motion on the album as well. So it's a cool album. I like it.
Interesting. I just, I love the sound, and I just got a message on WhatsApp right here. It says here that, wow, Tsulu, the song is a definite hit.
Yeah,
first of all, right? Definite hit. Beat on point, first class, top notch, and the lyrics, they are clear, easy to learn, on point as well. Loving it.
Yeah.
So you're already receiving love for this specific song, right?
We are. It's actually been it's been really cool because I was told a lot of times that like my stuff wasn't gonna make it, like I wasn't good enough as a writer or good enough as a producer and whatnot. So it's really cool when people like accept what is my own ideas. So yeah, man, I really appreciate everyone who's really downloaded the song, listened to it, or posted it on Instagram, Twitter, and like, yeah, it's really cool. It's great.
Awesome. And plans for the future, right after this? What can we expect from Bradon Praise?
What do you mean after what? After the album?
After the album, what can we expect?
Well, I'm pretty much, my part in the album now is kind of done, so it's kind of like in the post-production stage, and I'm already thinking I'm already starting on a new album.
Oh wow, working ahead.
Yeah, because doing this made me realize that I've got so much to say, and I love the idea of just challenging what's seen as acceptable in the world, because everyone's got an idea of what kind of music should be, radio friendly or whatever. But with this album, and you'll see with the next singles, it's just gonna be more like, I think, more like wow for me, because every single song that I've done is like, we went all the way. If it was a particular thing, we went all the way with that. If it was a ballad, then it was just a ballad. It's not like we're not trying to please everybody. Like, it's kind of a ballad, but it's also kind of like Afropop, or it's also kind of like, you know what I mean? It's like, if it's something, it's fully that particular thing. And so I think people are really gonna like that. And yeah, so I've just got a new concept now where I just want to record an entire album like in a single day. That's like my new idea that I'm going to try and do next year, which is I want to get a bunch of guys, musicians in a studio, and I just want us to, just like the old days, jam it out, take maybe a day or two, and wrap up the album like that. So that's my plan for next year. I don't know if it's going to work. I don't know if the record label's going to work.
Hopefully it works. It's a great concept.
Yeah, man. I like the idea of I'm like stuck in the past. That's why a lot of people ask me what's the thing about Love Comes Easy. It's that everything about it is actually analog. Nothing is digital on that particular track. Everything from the cymbals to everything. There's no digital thing going on. Everything is like authentic. The piano is a grand piano. The drums is a live drum. The bass is a live bass. Everything is like real instruments. So I'm all about just, the real stuff. I'm about realness. I love like real music. I love your D'Angelo's and, your Erykah Badu's, that kind of thing. Like, for me, it's still pretty cool. And so I take influences from that and I've put it into my stuff. Yeah.
Come to think of it, after listening to that song, there is a very oldish vibe to it.
Yeah, the whole album. I'm like, the whole album, man. It's like my style of singing. I do a lot of falsetto stuff as well. Which is, obviously, I've listened to a lot of Maxwell over the past, and D'Angelo, and Curtis Mayfield. These are like people who did it like Prince even. It's, so for me, it's like part of the way I sing. If I sing now, even if I just started a song out of nowhere, I'd eventually end up in falsetto. So the album has a lot of that, and because of that, it's very nostalgic. It feels like the 90s. It feels like the 80s, the 70s, because of those influences.
And who else do you listen to from here in Africa? I mean, I noticed that most of the artists you mentioned are international. Who do you listen to right here in Africa?
I like jazz, so Nduduzo Makatini is pretty cool. Jimmy Dludlu, I listen to a lot.
Jimmy Dludlu, quite amazing, yeah.
Stimela was pretty great. I grew up on that because my dad was very into that. So Stimela was like one of the stuff that we used to listen to. Is a lot, man. Like Sibongile Khumalo back in the day. I was very into jazz, like the deep stuff. Man, Hugh Masekela. That stuff, but look, it's a lot. I must say I'm mostly influenced though by international artists because of I guess a language thing, because I grew up speaking a lot of English. Even though I am black, I speak Pedi and stuff, but I grew up listening to a lot of English music because of the time I guess I grew up in. It was just post apartheid and whatnot, and we were just like, everyone was just kind of like, English was the new thing. Parents want their children to speak English.
Back in the days, it used to be a thing, huh?
It's a big deal. It was a big deal.
When your children spoke English, it used to be a thing.
Yeah, so like that's why my dad bought a lot of R. Kelly CDs and Boyz II Men, and Brian McKnight and Babyface, all those things. We had to. That was like my music school thing, But of course, there was like your Ringos. I'm a huge Ringo fan. And
interesting. Bradon, thank you so much for joining us right here on The Good Life. One more question before you leave, okay? So right here on TransAfrica Radio, we play 100% African music.
Yeah.
So I'm so sorry about your Brian McKnights and...
No, it's cool. Look.
But we play 100% African music. What are your thoughts on that?
I believe in that. I believe in that in a sense that I think we need to give the power to our own people, because then I guess we tend to feel like we have to be more a certain way if it's not like that. But it's pretty cool because then I can do music like this, because then if there wasn't that thing, if you guys didn't play 100% African music, you wouldn't, if you wanted a soul R&B song, you wouldn't look at me. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
You'd probably go to like John Legend or like someone who's more popular and whatnot. So in a sense, I think it really it's gonna grow us as a culture and as a people, And then
Okay, lovely. I love that answer. If we'd be listening to something else, would come straight back to you.
Exactly.
I love that one. Anyway, once again, thank you so much. Just a quick one. We'd love to send a special shout out to Elaine Smith, all the way in Mafikeng from the beautiful province of Northwest. Elaine Smith is the one that just said, that song is top notch. So
shout out Elaine. Thank you. I hope you have a great day.
Yeah, shout out to you, Elaine, and thank you so much for always choosing us over the rest. His name is Brandon Praise, TransAfricaRadio.net, on SoundCloud, on TuneIn.com, as well as iTunes podcast. But for now, we just wrap it up with another single. This one is titled It's Joy.
Yeah.
When was this one released?
This was released in 2015. This is on the album. Yeah.
This is on the album.
This is on the album. The first one is not on the album.
Fingerprints.
Fingerprints is not on the album.
But that will be the song that will forever identify you with.
I refuse to accept that.
Listen to that. But anyway, this one is titled It's Joy. Enjoy it. We'll be back in just a bit.
This is TransAfrica Radio.